level. The nation is screaming right now. We are crying right now that Black Lives Matter.
Princess Blanding and her family hope the world is listening. Blanding lost her brother Marcus David Peters 2 years ago when he was fatally shot by a Richmond police officer who's Black. The family says Peters, who was unclothed, was experiencing a mental crisis when he aggressively charged a police officer who shot him. A shooting later deemed justifiable by the city's prosecutor, findings the family still disagrees with today. Recent events surrounding the death of George Floyd by a white officer in Minneapolis that sparked nationwide protests and rioting have Blanding's full attention.
But at the end of the day, this is bigger than me and my personal feelings. This cannot continue to happen.
Blanding says despite the city's ruling in her brother's case, her family hasn't stopped fighting for reformation, pressing city leaders to implement a civilian review board with subpoena power.
We're not going to back down. We're not asking for anything that's unreasonable. We're not asking for anything that's just personal. The Marcus Alert has his name and his story behind it, but it's to preserve the lives of others moving forward.
By mandating mental health professionals be the first responders in a mental health crisis with police acting as backup, something Mayor Stoney touched on in a recent news conference.
And so when we talk about civilian review boards, things of that nature, we have to review that. We have to explore that. When it comes to handling incidents of mental health in our community, and when our law enforcement encounters that, we have to make the crisis alert, Marcus Alert, happen in this city.
Blanding says this week they've collected more than 11,000 signatures from supporters who want the city to institute these changes. Her next step to keep the community engaged will be to host a free webinar this week on their efforts.
We want to, hear their voice and their input, and we want to have a good, clear representation of what their concerns are as well.
Blanding says that free webinar will take place this Thursday, and anyone in the community can participate. She says her family is looking forward to pushing forward with this initiative, and she's hoping that community advocates that have been helping their family these 2 years will also have a seat at the table. Working for you, I'm Shelby Brown, CBS 6 News.